Alright, so how to install new handlebars on your motorcycle. I've got this bike I'm working on. I'm going to turn it into a bobber, and so I want to replace the stock handlebars with these straight bars. Pretty groovy. Alright, it's actually a pretty simple process. There's just a couple things to take apart. And it's going to be more or less the same if you have a motorcycle that has handlebars like this one. If you are replacing your clip-ons or whatever on a sport bike, it's a little bit different. First thing you're going to want to do is, I already did this, but you're going to want to expose these bolts here, which hold on these two clamps. There was a little ornamental plastic shield right here, and I already took that off. So what I do next is I first start on the right side, but you can start on either side that you want. And there's two things over here that you'll see you're going to want to take apart. First is the bracket that holds the master cylinder and the mirror. And second are the right hand controls. Now to undo this bracket, it's just two 10mm bolts. These come out right here. And then there's two Phillips screws underneath the right hand controls. You pull them out and the whole thing pops apart. So that's the master cylinder. That goes down. Whenever you're hanging brake parts like this, you don't want to put too much tension on the brake line itself, so you don't just let it dangle. I will usually tuck it into something so there isn't any pressure on the brake line, or I'll suspend it with a little wire or something like that, just so that you don't put any stress on the rubber line. Alright, so now you see we're on the underside of the right hand controls, and you just take both of these screws out. Your little cap falls to the floor, screws pop out, and then you can slide all this off. This is your throttle here, and that unhooks from here, and it's real simple to put it back together as well. Alright, next we're going to go to this side, to the left-hand controls. They usually have two screws underneath, just like the right-hand controls. You unscrew them, and it sort of clamshells off of here. You can see that once the screws are out, this thing just sort of pops on up. And it usually stays together like this, so it doesn't disconnect. Alright, next thing we got to do is take this grip off. Sometimes grips are like glued on, or just really hard and not very easy to take off. If you're absolutely sure that you're going to be replacing the grip, then you can just go ahead and take a razor blade and cut it if you want. Or sometimes what I'll do, if I think I might want to reuse the grip, is I will take my compressed air, shoot some compressed air in here, that causes it to bulge out and make sort of an air bubble, and then it will just sort of pop on out. So if you have a hydraulically actuated clutch, then you can take your clutch master cylinder off the same way that you took your brake master cylinder. Mine's cable operated, so the way that I need to do it is I'm going to take off the cable, which just pops off right here, loosen this off, which apparently it's already loose. This is just a clamp that holds this bracket on, and then it slides on down. Alright, so now we're just about done. All we have are four 12mm bolts, and then these handlebars will come right off. Take your handlebars off. You got your new ones. You can use your old clamps if you want to. And just start clamping them on. And so once you have them all clamped together, now that you know how to take everything apart, it's just a simple matter of doing it all in reverse. Put your left and right side controls on, put your master cylinders on and your brackets, and you're good to go.